Massive Rashford update. Marcus Rashford is just days away from becoming a Barcelona player, with a full agreement in place and his medical already scheduled. The England international will join the Blaugrana on loan from Manchester United, with his £315,000 a week wages fully covered and a €40 million buy option included. But the drama doesn't stop there. In today's video we dive into Rashford's final decision between shirt numbers 14 and 19. Paul Pogba's reaction to the transfer. Why Nico Williams' snub opened the door for this move. Rashford's own message after being granted permission to fly to Spain. And how Barcelona beat Aston Villa, who had first dibs on him. Plus, a surprise update on Erling Haaland and how close Barca really came to signing him, according to Jordi Cruyff himself. Marcus Rashford is set to choose between two squad numbers when he joins Barcelona on loan from Manchester United. It's understood an agreement in principle is in place for the deal, with Barcelona set to cover Rashford's £315,000 a week wages and include an option to buy for around £40 million next summer. Mail Sport revealed in January that the 27-year-old had his heart set on a move to the new camp before United struck a deal with Aston Villa to take him on loan. However, Rashford's brother and representative Dwayne Maynard flew to Spain to hold talks with Barca sporting director Deco in May, and the deal moved closer after Nico Williams decided to stay at Athletic Bilbao rather than join the Catalan Giants. Rashford will fly to Barcelona to undergo a medical before signing the relevant paperwork and being officially unveiled. The England international will have three squad number options available: 14, 19 and 22, but is expected to choose between 14 and 19, with first-team players only permitted to select numbers between 1 and 25, according to Mundo Deportivo. The iconic 14 was famously worn at the club by icons like Johan Cruyff and Thierry Henry, who was one of the Man United forwards' idols. Number 19 also holds meaning for Rashford, as he wore it during his early years at Manchester United between 2016 and 2018. The shirt was recently vacated by Lamine Yamal, who switched to number 10 following Ansu Fati's move to AS Monaco, while Barcelona legend Lionel Messi also wore the 19 shirt from 2006 to 2008. Rashford spent the latter half of last season on loan at Aston Villa, where he scored 4 goals, but they chose not to sign him permanently. He is one of 5 United players being forced to train away from the rest of the first-team squad at Carrington in pre-season, and has lost his number 10 shirt to new £62.5 million signing Matheus Cunha. Barcelona boss Hansi Flick made signing a left-sided attacker one of his priorities this summer. Asked in an interview last month if he hoped to play alongside teenage star Lamine Yamal, Rashford said, "Yeah, for sure. Everybody in the world wants to play with the best. Hopefully. We'll see." Rashford has scored 138 goals and 426 appearances for his boyhood club since making his debut in 2015, but has not played for United since the Europa League tie against Victoria Plzen in mid-December. Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford has provided an update after reports emerged that he had been granted permission to travel to Barcelona and finalize his move to the Catalan capital. Rashford's long-term future has been uncertain since spending the second half of last season at Aston Villa. The 27-year-old scored 4 times and provided 6 assists in 17 appearances for Unai Emery's side. Villa had a £40 million option to buy in Rashford's loan contract, but the West Midlands club opted against taking up that clause, despite impressing, and he has since returned to United. However, Rashford is not part of Ruben Amorim's plans, and he informed the club of his desire to explore different opportunities earlier this month. Indeed, he has not returned to training with the rest of his teammates and didn't feature during their first pre-season fixture against Leeds United on Saturday. Winners and losers from Man United's stalemate with Leeds as Cunha shines and wonderkid hint dropped. Man United get perfect Nicholas Jackson swap opportunity that Ruben Amorim will love. Instead, United have reached an agreement to send Rashford to Barcelona on a season-long loan. The move has an option to purchase the England international on a permanent deal next summer. On Sunday evening, it was then reported that United had given Rashford permission to fly to Spain to start the next chapter of his career. Shortly after, Rashford then issued an update on Instagram. If there is a club around world football that Manchester City shares some similarities with, it is Barcelona. If the latest word stemming from the media is anything to go by, then Hansi Flick's side may not be permitted to play their opening home fixtures of the new campaign at the Camp Nou either. And this is news which is understood to have gone down altogether poorly with the Blaugrana's headmaster. As per a report from AS, Flick seemed concerned when he was informed that the club was not in a position to guarantee 100% that the official season would begin at the new Camp Nou. This circumstance left the coach somewhat perplexed, since everyone in the locker room had already come to terms with the fact that the last match at the Olympic Stadium had been played against Villarreal. An out-of-favor member of the midfield ranks at La Liga giants Barcelona was on Sunday spotted in training alongside the rest of the club's first-team squad. The player in question? Oriol Romeu. Experienced midfielder Romeu is for his part fresh off a season away from Barcelona, during which the 33-year-old linked back up with former club Girona. After the brass at the Estadi Montilivi made the call not to move ahead with a permanent deal for Romeu, however, he was shifted back onto the books of Barca once more. It is common knowledge across Spain that the former Southampton man is not part of the plans of Blaugrana boss Hansi Flick, expected to be on the move before the summer is out. But as alluded to above, this has not stopped Romeu from joining Flick's troops in preseason training. As showcased in the footage below, the Spaniard played his part in group activities at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper on Sunday. So there you have it, Barcelona are finally closing in on Marcus Rashford, and the dominoes are falling fast. With Pogba's words ringing loud and Ansu Fati heading the other way to Monaco, it's clear this summer window is just getting started. But what do you think? Will Rashford revive his career in Spain or struggle to shine in the Blaugrana system? Will Hansi Flick get the tools he needs? Or is Barca still scrambling? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you're excited to see Rashford in a Barcelona kit, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Barca updates, transfer twists and matchday drama. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss the official unveiling, we'll cover it all right here. Pep Guardiola is both clubs' greatest ever manager, who is responsible for incorporating a unique style of play that has influenced several other teams across the globe. Furthermore, due to Guardiola's presence, Manchester City and Barcelona are associated with often having technically gifted players on their rosters, with names like Lionel Messi and Kevin De Bruyne springing to mind. As a result, it is no surprise that the likes of Ilkay Gundogan, Ferran Torres, Eric Garcia and João Cancelo have played for both sides in recent years. Jordi Cruyff says Barcelona wanted to sign Man City star Erling Haaland. As Barcelona begin to re-establish themselves among the elite clubs in world football, it's no surprise that teams like Manchester City are growing more cautious about protecting their star players, especially names like Erling Haaland, Rodri, and Phil Foden. Meanwhile, rising talent Ryan Cherki has his eyes set on winning the Ballon d'Or, and he knows that lifting the Champions League trophy with City would be a crucial step. However, with Barcelona pushing hard to reclaim their dominance, the battle for European glory is set to intensify. Interestingly, former Barcelona sporting director Jordi Cruyff recently revealed in an interview with Sport that the club once dreamed of signing Haaland. He admitted it was more of a fantasy than a realistic plan, saying they were imagining bringing in a game-changer, someone like Haaland or Lewandowski, to signal Barca's return to the top. Midfield star Pedri even mentioned Haaland as his dream signing for the club. Cruyff added that such a move would have sent a strong message, that Barcelona were back and ready to fight for everything. But in the end, despite Haaland's openness, the deal was financially out of reach. Instead, the club went for Lewandowski, who brought consistent goal-scoring numbers and was seen as a guaranteed performer. How much Barcelona could have to pay to sign Erling Haaland? Haaland, who Manchester City signed for £51 million, has seen his current transfer value rise to £180 million, £156 million, as per Transfermarkt. As a result, Barcelona could have to pay such a staggering fee to sign Haaland and perhaps make Jordi Cruyff's dreams come true. However, Sky Sports have revealed that unlike when he first signed for City, the star striker's current contract does not have a release clause in place for clubs to take a stab at signing him. With that being the case, it seems highly unlikely that Haaland's time at Manchester City will come to a close anytime soon. So it's official, Rashford's Barcelona journey is set to begin, and the countdown to his unveiling is on. With iconic shirt numbers on the line and the pressure of La Liga ahead, Rashford has everything to prove, and Barcelona have handed Hansi Flick the left winger he demanded. But what do you think? Should Rashford take the legendary number 14? Will he thrive at Barca under Flick's system? And could this loan turn permanent next summer? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're hyped to see Rashford in a Barca shirt, And don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Barcelona transfer news, squad updates and behind-the-scenes stories. Turn on notifications so you don't miss Rashford's official presentation or the next big twist in Barca's wild summer.